he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Thank y'all for joining us on Kicking It with the Habitual Line Steppers podcast. I'm Garrett Charles Langley Henson.
I'm Terry DiCardo.
Oh,
the second.
Hey,
I'm
DiCardo. DiCardo?
That new
possible kid's name?
Maybe.
I kind of like it though, man. It sounds kind of Brazilian. If your kid is named DiCardo, he's going to be good at soccer. I can promise you that much.
One name only, too.
He might be better than the Cowboys kicker, too.
Anybody's better than him.
Yeah, man. So let's get into it. You want to start with the Cowboys?
Sure. Let's start with America's team. Let's go ahead and start with the boys.
Right. Going into this game, Dak Prescott was riding high. He was running away at 50% speed from 360-pound linemen against the Bucks. He was jogging through his progressions. Everything was moving and like it was in quicksand. Big windows, everything coming nice. And then he faced the San Francisco 49ers. And they exposed that man, Terry. He could have thrown 3 picks. That last one that he had, that should have been a pick 6. That occurred 8 seconds after he almost took a safety in the end zone on what should have been one of the last plays of the game. Like, this looked like a guy that had, like, if you had told me he was Brock Purdy and Brock Purdy was Dak Prescott, I would have believed you. One of these guys is making $150 million, and the other one was a rookie who is Mr. Irrelevant. I would have thought Mr. Irrelevant was Dak.
I don't know, man, but we already know about Dak. Like, why are we going to sit here and act like we didn't think Dak sucked? Like, he's really not that good. I'm not going to say he sucks because, I mean, it's easy for us. We say you're either good or you suck, right? There's no in between. But he's way closer to the suck side than actually being good. Like Tampa, we all get it. Probably the worst team in the playoffs. Not even close. I mean, shout out to the Jags who kind of snuck through, and Peterson, who's a good coach that can create a facade that we all like. But the Cowboys, man, they got a little practice round in, and they come versus the San Francisco 49ers, play a real team, and they get their shit rocked. Hey, look, I give them credit, though, for actually keeping it close because I thought it was going to be like a complete blowout. But I'm not going to say Dak was that much worse than Brock. Like, his passes just got intercepted. Like, Brock threw some ducks as well. He's got the touch. His shit just...
I don't know. Dak threw some that could have been, like, taken to the house, too, and they dropped that shit.
Yeah. I mean, he had 4 throws that were... I was like, dude, this is why I don't like you at all, bro. It's crazy.
For me, there were, like, 10, and not all of them were interceptions, but some of them were just like, why? Like... You remember the one when he had CeeDee Lamb up in that, like, vertical through the middle, and Fred Warner, their middle linebacker, was covering him? Yeah. He just fucking chucked it up there like, oh, I got my number 1 receiver against a linebacker. This is easy money. It's like, no, that's Fred Warner, who's all pro and is super fucking fast and knows exactly where he's supposed to be. And Zeke Elliott was standing there right at the fucking 6, like, with nobody around him, looking like a goddamn moon orbiting a planet. And he just looked right past his ass. Yeah, I was like, He was feeling it. Dak was like, they got to win because of me. I've got to be the star on the Cowboys helmet. I've got to validate my status as the $150 million man. It was like the rest of the team didn't actually play that bad, to be honest. You just lost it. And if you want to, don't take my word for it. Take the Dallas Cowboys official Twitter account who fucking laid Dak out after the game. The tweet is still up, Terry. Have you seen it?
No, what'd they say?
I'll read it to you. Shit is still up. It has, as of now, 16 million views on Twitter.
Jesus Christ.
This is the Dallas Cowboys' latest tweet from their official account. Dak Prescott gave the ball away twice in a narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds.
Damn.
It's bad when, like, your own social media team hangs you out to dry.
Bro, he's not good, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We've been saying this for a long time. I told you, bro. If he's top 10, we got a problem. This dude is not top 10. He's Kirk Cousins masquerading as fucking somebody who plays for the Cowboys. This is Kirk in a Cowboys uniform, dog. I don't know what to tell y'all. He's not good. Best season. I even gave him an extra touchdown when I said his best season. His best season as a thrower was 37 touchdowns. That's trash. We are in an era of 45 and 5,000. Come on, dog. You got to give me 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns. 37 ain't cutting it. 30 million? He's a middle of the road dude. He's never. Y'all are not going to win with him. It's not that the Cowboys are cursed. You just got Dak Prescott.
Well, it's like, can he just be regular? Like, can you not be the worst dude on the field? Like, the Cowboys, they shut down the 49ers run game for 90% of the game. Like, the best thing that they do, their defense was all up in their ass. They're like, we're going to make this rookie beat us. And he did. And then on the other side of the ball, they're doing the same thing to the Cowboys. They're like, you're not going to run it. Tony Pollard got hurt. We're not afraid of Zeke, breaking a long run. We're going to make you beat us, Dak Prescott. And he was like, I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to do it. I'm going to push balls into a super tight window. I'm going to take chances. They're going to win because of me, because of Dak. And it was like, if you had just taken the food that was on your plate and just ate, what you were supposed to eat and try to cook your own meal, the Cowboys still could have won this game. If you had just taken the checkdowns, if you had just taken the fucking 9-yard cushions off your outside receivers, if you had just taken the shit they gave you over and over and over again, Cowboys still could have won it. But when he's trying to like be the magic man and turn into Ronaldinho with a fucking star on his head, this is what ends up happening, man. Trying to live up to that contract. Don't worry about being John Wayne, okay?
Yeah.
Worry about making the next movie a good one.
I just think that they and him need to realize like who he is. Like, when they were winning all those games with Cooper Rush, and I'm not saying Cooper Rush is better than him or even close to being as good as Dak. It's just like they have to understand what Dak is. Like, Dak is good, but you have to be able to run the ball. Your outside guys have to be really good. The team has to be great.
But it's like the team was doing so well because they weren't dependent on Cooper Rush to take them to the promised land the same way they're asking Dak. They're like, just don't fuck it up, Cooper. Exactly. Like, we got the running game. We got the defense. We're going to score a defensive touchdown. Can you come out here and put up 17 points on offense and we'll win fucking 24, like to 14 or something?
Yeah. Like,
and when they were playing like that, the team looked better because it was like it's complementary football. You know what I mean? It wasn't all about one guy and proving you're smarter than other people. And I'm an offensive coordinator that should get a head coaching position and all this other bullshit. It was like they got back to basics, and they're like, okay, you take easy throws, wide open windows. We'll create them. We'll run the ball. We'll stop the run. We'll get after the fucking passer. You don't fuck this up, Cooper. And Dak fucked it up. He couldn't play within himself, man.
He's just not the guy anymore, man. It's unfortunate. I mean, look, did you think this game was going to be close, though? It was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Like
I thought the 49ers were going to low-key start to run away with it.
The Purdy, though, I mean, Purdy's a rookie. He finally kind of showed himself a little bit. Not going to fake. Without George Kittle making some crazy catches.
Like you said, he had some throws in the beginning. They were like, uh-oh, that could have went bad. But he, as usual, I feel like every game he has a couple like that in the first quarter where it's like he getting the nerves out. One of these is going to get fucking taken to the house, and then we're going to have to see how he responds to that shit. But as the game went along, it's like he got more and more comfortable. As usual, all his guys are making plays after the catch. You know what I mean?
That's what they do.
I mean, like that Kittle catch, dude, where hit him in the hands, then it hit him in the face, and then the fucking defensive back pulled up because he was like, oh, I don't want to get a targeting penalty. And he was like, okay, I'll just keep fucking running. Like,
there's no pull-up. That's your boy Trayvon Diggs, who's one of the softest fucking corners in the league. This dude pulled out real quick on that one. He was like, oh, George Kittle? Nah, I ain't hitting him. I'm going to act like I want to knock his head off, but really miss his whole fucking body. Like, stop it. George did dodge out of the way, but come on, he could have hit him.
I know he could have hit him. I thought, like, maybe he had that little doubt in his mind, like, is this a defenseless receiver? Am I about to get, like, a 15-yard penalty for smashing into this dude before he secured the football?
He's not a hitter, bro. Like, I bet you in the NFL, in his, like, little career that he has so far, maybe 5 big hits. You can probably count his big hits on one fucking hand. Like, he doesn't hit people hard. That's just not him. He's a coverage guy. It's okay. He's a He's above average. Like, he can get some picks, but my man be getting torched every now and then. I like him, but too much boomer bust for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's like the whole Cowboys defense for all the bloviating they were doing and all the, how they were hyping themselves up and talking all this shit. Y'all ain't get no turnovers, and you got your hands on the ball multiple times, and plays were there to be made, and they just didn't make them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like, they do have a good team. I'm not going to act like they don't have a good team, but they just got to put Dak in positions, and Dak has to, like, look in the mirror hard and say, look, man, I'm a, fringe 15, 20 guy. I got to stop doing stupid shit.
CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys need to look in the mirror hard and start, like, preparing to find the next guy. Like, remember they drafted Dak when Tony Romo was still on a stupid deal, and it's like we saw signs of him starting to decline. Dak is a bit younger than Tony Romo was, but he looks just as old. Like, you remember Dak 3 years ago, that motherfucker was a load in the open field. Like, he was using his legs. He was strong. It was hard to get him on the ground. And, like, now he don't never roll out. He don't never use his legs. He looks so mechanical and skittish in the pocket. And it's like, if I were the Cowboys, we talked about this last week. If I'm going to pay somebody over $100 million or like $40-some a season, you better be a top 5 guy. And if we're paying $50 million for you to be the 14th best quarterback in the league, maybe it's time to start thinking about a succession plan and see if we can get another guy in the 4th round like Dak. Who a year or 2 years down from the line, we can cut Dak, save $70 million, and then, like, be able to retool. Because as of right now, it's like, you're not going to be able to keep around the guys who made your team elite. Like, where is the money coming for DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parson and that offensive line and CeeDee Lamb, who's still on his rookie deal, and Tony Pollard, who's a free agent? Like, if you want to keep around all the guys who made your team this good, something has to give. And it's probably $45 million that's tied up to the quarterback spot.
It's a lot of money tied up to Zeke too, man.
Yeah, that too. Like,
he's the problem for me.
And then the last play of the game, Terry. Like, while we talk about Zeke, you just jogged Bob Beverly. I've never seen a running back line up as a center before. And then they lined him up as a center. He snapped the ball and then just got immediately fucked. Like, they just ran into him full fucking speed and knocked his ass on the ground. I think Zach he realized in that moment, like, there's a bit of a difference picking up blitzers as a 3rd down back and being a fucking offensive guard.
Man, yeah, I don't know, man. Zeke and Dak just don't look the same. I think, honestly, bro, they need another running back and they need another receiver. I mean, I get the Cooper situation was probably a little messy. It probably would have cost a lot of money, but they need another star receiver or something to, like, the caliber of what at least Amari Cooper was, because those,
or like a tight end who actually runs out of bounds when you need to get out of bounds and doesn't get fucking, like, jogging out of bounds and gets hit inbounds and they keep the clock winding. Take it out of fucking Hail Mary range. Then they line up so they could do, like, a rugby style play and never play rugby. Like, they didn't have one lateral. The whole point of fucking Zeke being an offensive lineman, they're like, he's not eligible, but they could still lateral it to him.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll just throw a fucking 8-yard pass and get tackled immediately and end the game.
That last play was so fucking stupid. It's like they probably worked on that for a while. I like fucking who was doing the commentating? Was it Romo? Was Romo commentating that game, or was that Olsen? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But whoever it was, they were like, oh yeah, they've been working on this for weeks. I saw it this week in practice, and I was like, oh, here we go. Throws it to Turpin. You shout out to him. They're coming from, like, the American Football League or wherever the fuck he came from. He was a player of the year there.
Yo, also with him, did you see the last kick of the game? Like, somebody told him, don't take this shit out because of the fucking time. Like, we're not going to have enough time if you try to have a return. Yeah. And he had a huge fucking hole, and he didn't take that shit out. And afterwards, he was fucking smacking the ground and throwing the ball around and everything like that. I was like, dude, I know you're from the Canadian League. I know you don't have a lot of clout. Fuck these coaches, dude. If I see a gap, I'm going.
USFL. He's good, bro. He had a couple good returns, or at least I know one that he took that shit like to the 40 or like the 35. I was like, ooh, he could have, he was almost taking that thing. Robbie Gold, shout out to you for stopping him. Man, he was
Right.
gone, bro.
That was crazy.
I like Turpin, though. He's good. Look, I mean, honestly, if I'm being realistic, and we can talk about the 49ers after this, but I didn't even think Dak was going to be this good. You know, if you saw him at Minnesota, at Mississippi State, dude was pretty much.
Oh, you meant in general, not just in this game. Gotcha. I was like, this good. This good.
Bro, if you watch him in college, I liked him, but he was like Tim Tebow. He was literally just running the ball for like 200 yards, and then he'd not turn it over and pass it for 150, and they'd win the game. And he's not a passer. They try to make him into something he's not. And he can't run anymore, like you said. He had a lot of injuries, so he's not as mobile. I don't expect him to be good. He's never going to be good.
And that was the thing. It was like when he was at his best, he was a dual threat guy. Like they would even call like read option shit, and he'd get on like designed runs for Dak, not just scrambles where he got out of pressure, but they'd actually be like 3rd and goal, read option, get to the fucking perimeter, get 1-on-1 with a nickel back, and like power your way into the end zone. And we don't see none of that shit no more. And it's like if you're just going to be this pocket guy, like can you be good at it?
Man.
But for me, man, it's like that last play of the game, that was the worst last play I've seen since the Cowboys played against the 49ers last year.
I don't think I'll ever see another worse play than the Patriots versus the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. You remember that one?
Yeah. Come on. My man threw it to Chandler Jones. I can't, like, is that dude in hiding? Is he in hiding?
No. I thought you were talking about the one. I think it was Patriots versus Colts, or it may have been Colts versus Cowboys or Patriots versus Cowboys. It involved one of those 3 teams. But it was like they did all the shit where like they moved all the guys around and they had the like punt protector line up behind center and they moved him and then he took the snap and didn't know what to do and just got fucking sacked immediately. And that was the end of the game.
Nah, I don't even remember that.
They played like fucking musical chairs and moved all 11 guys around the whole play. And it was like the punter is behind center. And they're like, the other team is going to freak out. They don't know what's coming. It's like, no, we just fucking jumped on him immediately. He's a fucking punter, and game's over.
Yeah. Man, I was talking about when Chandler Jones fucking trucked Mac Jones for that game winner.
When he was hiding in the logo like Jose Alvarado.
I can't believe these dudes lateraled it when the game was tied. But anyways,
And then I can't believe that the Cowboys didn't when the game was lost.
Hey, my boy had no time. As soon as he caught it, he got hit. It was like a half a second. He caught the ball, and then dude tackled the shit out of him. Was that Warner? It was either Warner or somebody just were right on his ass. I was
like as soon as he caught it, his feet didn't even touch the ground.
Because I was ready to see a little bit of razzle dazzle, but that shit got cut off immediately.
I was talking to T. I was like, "Oh, it's going to be a hook and ladder type situation. There's going to be a deep crosser, and then another guy coming the other way, and he laterals it back to him, and now we're in open space on a 4-on-5." And they're like, "No, we'll just throw a slant, let him get blown the fuck up."
I don't know. I was ready for it.
It was the perfect ending to a Cowboys season. It was the perfect ending.
Hey, I mean, they do. I'm not gonna lie. They have a window, though. I'm not gonna act like they don't have a window. Like Michael Parsons is really good. Their defense is decent. I don't know if Mr. Quinn himself is still gonna stay. You know, the defensive coordinator.
It's
there?
like he might get a fucking head coaching job.
Yeah.
You know, after I talked about, like, you know, how Kyle Shanahan knows his scheme inside out and he knows how to break his rules and he knows what everyone's responsibilities are, they fucking did a great job containing the 49ers offense and their run game in particular. Like,
they got talent, man. They got really good players on that defensive side. It's just up.
The Cowboys. Remember, they played in the playoffs last year with similar groups and they got blown off the fucking floor. And it was like, oh, Kyle Shanahan they lost to the 49ers.
The Cowboys last year?
Yeah, they lost by like 30. They got their fucking ass kicked by the 49ers.
Garoppolo?
Yep.
Different beast. Garoppolo's better than Purdy. Shout out to Purdy, but wasn't doing a whole lot for me. You know, the receivers are really doing the shit, man. It's not him. Like, I like to throw at the end of the game. I'll give him all the credit in the world and Kyle Shanahan for having the balls right before that 2-minute, warning in the fourth quarter with it was like 2 minutes, 5 seconds. They threw it. I was like, oh, shit. Risky. They got that pass, first down, game over. But
the one thing I'll say about Purdy is that he's been good under pressure. They said he has like a top 3 completion percentage when he's being blitzed. And so it's like, if you make him sit in a pocket and do the Pat Mahomes shit where it's like we rush 3 and there's 8 in coverage and you have to like decipher these tiny windows, that might be a little harder. But everyone's like, oh, rookie quarterback, he's seeing ghosts. Get the fuck after him. Send a blitz. And he's like, okay, I'll just catch Kittle coming across the middle. I'll just catch Debo in one-on-one coverage. I'll just get Christian McCaffrey. Like,
yeah, I just think that his receivers are just so strong and fast. Like, who else has Ayuk as your third option, who is really fucking big and strong and decently fast?
Yeah. Debo and had 1,000 yards as like your third fucking option.
Yeah, like Juwan Jennings.
Actually, he's like the fourth. Christian McCaffrey's the third.
True. I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, I love Brock, but I'm not just gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, this dude's a fucking beast." Like, Debo's gonna get you fucking 5 or 6 yards every time he catches the ball. George Kittle's healthy, so you know he's gonna do some shit. Like Jennings.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's Joe Burrow, but he did what Dak couldn't, and he played within himself, and he took the plays that were there to be made and got the ball in his playmaker's hands, and was like, "You do the rest. You're in space." Hey, we saw Dak not do that over and over and over again with his guys who were in space.
So, do we got a quarterback controversy now? If Purdy wins, is he the starter next year?
Yeah, guaranteed? For sure. You got Trey Lance at this point. It's like, yeah, this is a sunk cost. It's like what good could come out from like having a quarterback take you to the Super Bowl, and then you come in and be like, we have a quarterback competition. Like, who else would do that? Get like a 23-year-old quarterback that takes them all the way to the Super Bowl and be like, next offseason, you got to earn your job, young man.
What do you mean?
Like, that's fucking retarded.
Kyle Shanahan just did that shit. They went to the Super Bowl with Garoppolo, and then he was like,
Garoppolo's like 30-some years old. Like, this dude's a fucking rookie.
I get you. But, hey, if anybody's going to do it, it might be Kyle.
Yeah, at least with like Garoppolo and Trey Lance, you're like, Trey Lance is the future. He's 7 years younger. He's got all this stuff. It's like Trey Lance is like a year older than Brock Purdy. Like, how are we going to spin this as the future?
Nah, honestly, he kind of reminds me of you. Like when you play FIFA, the fucking video game, you're just like, well, this kid's good, but this kid's, I mean, he's 16 and he might be just as good. I don't know. He's going to be good. I'm like, this person right now is an 85 overall. But you're looking at this fucking 16.
I'm bringing in a 71, and I'm looking down the road every time.
Shit's funny, man. Hey, I'm
not going off the Brock Purdy bandwagon, but it's like they might be able to get some good assets back from him. I think the only way that they don't rock with Brock Purdy is if they get Aaron Rodgers. Like, if they could somehow convince Aaron Rodgers to leave Green Bay and join this fucking offense in San Francisco, like they tried with Tom Brady 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Then Brock Purdy is gone and Trey Lance is gone. But if they can't get Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy is the guy next year. And Trey Lance, you got to figure it out in fucking Houston or Indianapolis or whatever team is like, damn, we just missed out on CJ Stroud and fucking the guy from Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Fuck Will Levis. Like, don't draft him. Go get Trey Lance.
That's true. I mean, Trey, I don't know. It's the system. Kyle made him run way too much. He's just got to learn to slide. I think he'll be all right.
What if the Giants were like, Daniel Jones, we'll see you later. We're just going to trade for Trey Lance. Like, we're not paying you $40 million a year for having one good season in your career. Like, go ahead and get that bag somewhere else, and then we'll just do the same shit we did last year with Trey Lance.
I wouldn't be opposed. I like Daniel, but, he showed his ass in this game. You want to move on to that one? That was a fucking blowout. We can talk about that one last or now. It's whatever. That shit was.
Hey, let's go ahead, man. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. I feel like we nailed this in our pregame picks. Those Giants wide receivers couldn't get open. The Eagles defensive line fucking destroyed their offensive line. They couldn't get a running game going. Fucking Jalen Hurts pulled the okie doke on everybody and acted like he was hurt, and then was like, look completely fucking fine out there.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson coming up like a torn groin looked just fine.
Yeah. I'm looking at LeBron like, what the fuck, Bron? You can't play on a torn groin? This dude out here blocking defensive ends on the Giants. Like, what are we doing here? He blocked Thibodeau probably a couple times, who was really good, by the way. Got to give it up to the Eagles. They looking good. This is, honestly, for all the great quarterbacks that are in the AFC, I think the two most complete squads are the Eagles and the 49ers, bro. Like they got some really good players on both teams. NFC, man. But they can those two teams they have to play it from ahead though. Like that's why I don't get when the Giants decided to give the Eagles the ball, like in the beginning of the game to kick. I'm like, bro, score. Let me see what they can do from behind. They got to throw that bitch. I mean, I know it's the first quarter, but if you can score 7 or 3, put a little bit of pressure on them, fucking pussies. Everybody's so scared, bro.
Hey,
like,
well,
the Giants are
speaking
so
of pressure, man, like that Eagles fucking defense. I don't know if I've ever seen a defense get after the quarterback like that. I saw a stat that blew my fucking mind yesterday. The Eagles have had 69 sacks this season.
Yeah.
This season, they've had 69. Yeah. That's more than the Falcons have had in the last 4 combined.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost as much as we've had in the last 5 combined in half a decade. They've done really one fucking season. Like,
I haven't had anybody since like Abraham.
I remember it's like when I started watching football, a benchmark of like a great pass rush was like 40 sacks for your whole team. It'd be like if you got 40 sacks, they were running for their ass. Yeah. 70 sacks, dude. 70? Yeah. That's unfucking real, man. That's next level running for your goddamn life all game type shit.
Did you hear the other stat on their line though? 50 of those sacks were by the line, just the front 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. All 4 of those motherfuckers had double digits. Like that. I don't even know if that's ever been done. Like those dudes were getting constant pressure. They don't even need to blitz. These dudes are beasts.
I think the last thing we saw like this was the Giants D line that beat the Patriots perfect season, where they had like Hachimura and Justin Tuck and Michael Strahan, and
the first edition was good. The second edition was good too with Jason Pierre-Paul. Like,
yep.
Man. Yeah,
I don't think we've seen one since that. Real talk.
Nah. God, bro, Tom Brady had no time. Yeah, I remember that. The Giants were fucking really good. I mean, that's the recipe. If you want to win, if you can get if your D line can get pressure, it's kind of like the Bengals. If you can get pressure, like these motherfuckers, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. They got a good D line. If you can get pressure with your D line, you don't even have to worry about anything else. Coverage sacks, they don't even matter. Quarterback has no time. Like no one could. If Tom Brady, the GOAT, can't do anything, no one can do it. Don't expect anyone else to get pressure in their face like that with 4 or 3 man rushes and they're passing the ball. Not happening. Especially not Daniel Jones. The fuck? This dude got exposed bad, bro. I mean, God.
You hear his comments after the game too about going back to the Giants? He was like, I mean, man, we'll see what happens. Like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. He was he started talking like he was already gone. He was like, I've had a good time here. He's like, I've really valued my experience with these guys and these coaches who have taught me a lot. And then he was like, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. It's like, we've already came to it, dude. Your season's over. Like, I don't know what you talk about, crossing bridges and waiting for things to come. Like, they're here. You're at the bridge. What the fuck are you going to do? And if I were the Giants, like we said before, it's like, it's not a chance of goddamn hell I'd give Daniel Jones a $150 million contract for 4 or 5 years.
Is his contract up or no?
Yeah, he's up.
It is?
Because remember, before the season started, they declined his 5th-year option, which you only do for first-round picks who suck. Yeah. Because you're like, we don't even want another year to figure out if you're good or not. We know right now, you suck.
I mean, like, when he's good, he's playing, like, way above what we thought he was going to be. What round did he get picked in? Because it's just weird.
Didn't he get first round pick? Yeah.
People love
Didn't he get picked over somebody amazing like Pat Mahomes or something like that?
I can look it up, but I don't know, man. That's amazing to me. My man was 15 for 27, 135 yards passing. I mean, what are we going to do with that, Daniel? Like, come on, bro. What are we doing with that? There's nothing we can do with that shit. That's horrible. And you throw a pick.
Hey, he's like, listen, Wandale Robinson wasn't getting open. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, look, to be fair, that is true. He's got no receivers. Like, not even anything. He's not Lamar Jackson. Like, Lamar's got no receivers, but he's Lamar Jackson. This dude, no targets at all. That's tough. Tight end sucks, too. You don't even have a good tight end.
Yeah.
This shit is wild. They set him up for nothing. Shout out to Dayball. It's not Dayball, but the GM's got to do something.
Maybe it makes sense why he's not like jumping to go back there. He's like, yeah, I was talking to Pat Mahomes and he said that their practice squad wide receivers are better than our starters. So I don't know. I might take some offers. I might get wined and dime.
I don't don't know. What if Daniel Jones? You think Daniel Jones is better than Purdy? How old is Mr. Jones, anyways? 20.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
feel
God,
like he's one of these sneaky old guys. Like, I feel like Daniel Jones is older than Lamar Jackson.
He was the 6th overall pick, bro.
Yeah. Did he get picked over Lamar? Was that who it was? He got picked over somebody really good.
Lamar was last in the first round. So they had Kyler Murray. Daniel Jones was 6th. Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State trash. Nah, I don't see anybody crazy. I think this was a bad quarterback one. Drew Lock, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lamar was this class, though, and they took him over Lamar Jackson.
He's not in this one.
Really?
Nah, they got DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, Nicole Hardman. Because remember,
Lamar's a second-round pick. He was the last pick in the first round.
He was the last pick in the first round. Yeah.
They had already taken fucking a tight end, Hayden Hurst, before him.
Yeah. No. Actually, it was like no good quarterbacks. Kyler is the best one, and he got paid.
All right. I guess I just remembered it different, but I was like, there was somebody better than Daniel Jones, and they fell into the fucking Archie Manning, David Cutcliffe. He had all the same coaches, all the Mannings. He works out in Durham with the Mannings and with the coach still. He went to Duke and can decipher the defense so quickly. Oh, he thinks the game so well. He thinks it so well. Oh, and he's really fast and strong. And they're like, all right, he's got. I mean, if you look at it through that lens, he should have been the number one pick. But when you don't give the man an offensive line for the first 3 years, and his best player on offense, Saquon Barkley, is injured for the most of his career, and he had fucking Odell Beckham for 1 year, and then he left, and that's been your best wide receiver. Like, I don't blame Daniel Jones for being like, I'm gonna look at other options, man. Like, I can't fault the kid, and I can't fault the Giants for saying, go ahead and do it, and we'll get Trey Lance.
I think, honestly, he's done well for what they have. Like, offensively, they don't really have anything. So I got to give him kudos for a quarterback out of Duke. You know what I'm saying? Because Duke is not a football factory.
Why wasn't this motherfucker running like this at Duke? Huh?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't know he was fast. Remember that 80-yard touchdown he had? The Russian touchdown? I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he was gone. Like, nobody was touching him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the way he was moving.
And they pulled the next-gen stats up. They're like, he got 21.8 miles an hour on this run. I was like, God damn, Daniel Jones.
That's fast.
That's faster than Cam Newton.
That's quick. I mean, he was running for his life, but that's still, he was moving pretty fast. My man was out of there. But I don't know. Eagles are good. Jalen Hurts, shout out to you. You know, hit us with the okie doke. They're just good. They're a good team. If he's healthy, I like it.
Yeah. So quarterback injuries, I feel like, are going to dictate some of where we're going forward. Because it's like if Jalen Hurts isn't 100%, you know, the 49ers defense can get after you. And that could be a long day for him. And then, you know, in the AFC, Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain in the first quarter of the game. Watches Chad Henne lead a touchdown drive while he's on the bench. Gets mad as fuck. He's like, Chad Henne's not taking my job. No, I'm a bath bomb guy. All right? We don't lose our jobs to journeyman quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Tape that shit all the way back up to his goddamn cock, and then he got back up on the field. But you know how high ankle sprains go, Terry. That's a 4 to 6 week injury, and he's going to be playing again next week. So how do you think Mahomes is going to be able to hold up, like kind of hobbled?
He's not as good when he's hobbled, bro, because what he does best is with his legs. What he does best is with his legs, bro. And I don't know how I feel about it. You know, the Bengals pass rush is pretty good. I think the Bengals might be 4-0 against your boy, but let's not do a preview. You know,
all right, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Reviewing that.
Let's talk about that Jags game. The wheels finally fell off.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes came back in the game. Travis Kelce made me look very smart by picking him as the most dominant player who's not a quarterback.
Kelce.
He was just running. He had like 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. I looked up. I was like, God damn, this is already? And he just kept eating the rest of the game, man.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And Pat Mahomes, he was navigating the pocket, fucking hopping around. He was looking like he was in the middle of a hopscotch joint when he was going for third down. unfazed. Pat Mahomes on one leg is better than like 28 other quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, it's crazy how good this guy is.
He's good, man.
He even hit the Kyrie Irving off-foot jump pass where he jumped off the wrong foot and then threw it into the end zone.
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't understand like the little bit of disrespect that he gets. Like I don't get it. His numbers are stupid. Like there's a reason why he got the longest guaranteed contract ever. Like the dude's really fucking good.
And they were so smart. That's going to look like a steal in like 6 years. The last 4 years of his deal, they're going to be like, wow, we got this motherfucker on the cheap for the best quarterback in the league.
That's what everybody said when he signed it. Because he's still not the highest paid person right now. And he's the MVP. Like, this dude's an absolute beast. Who else can, like, take away... it's 1A, 1B with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. But, like, take away one of your targets that gave you, like, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Right.
For
and
years.
he replaced him with Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
Like, he took an all-pro, first-team all-pro guy and replaced him with an NFL journeyman. And he was like, yeah, no noticeable difference. We're just as good.
It's crazy, bro. And it didn't even take them much time, like, to get acclimated. It was just, bang, week 1, week 2.
But they were smart, though. They're like, where is our bread buttered? It's with Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to anybody. So we're going to take this money out of our wide receiver room and put it in our offensive line room. And get a fucking bunch of guys and keep his ass upright.
Top 5 O-line. Genius. It's genius. I mean, when you draft somebody like that, shout out to the Chiefs. How many teams went ahead of Mr. Mahomes? About...
What did he go, 16? Something like that? 12?
I thought he went like 20, but it's whatever. These guys are idiots, bro. The NFL, bro, I don't understand. Like, all these games you be watching, and you can't see that this dude's an absolute monster.
But also, like, so much of it is, like, where you get drafted and who you have around you and the coaches that you have to, like, put you in a good position. Like, how we did with Desmond Ridder. It's like, we made you wait 11 weeks to learn everything. Then we fucking put you in a position where you weren't having to do too much. And then you look at a guy like Zach Wilson. It's like, week 1 starter. He's never had a black friend his whole life. He looked great in his fucking his pro day when he was running around in shorts playing fucking catch against nobody. And then he gets out there with like no receivers, a bad offensive line, loses his confidence, makes a bunch of terrible mistakes. Like, who's to say if he went to a different situation, he wouldn't be good? I don't think he would still be good because of his mental shit. But I'm just wondering, like, about Mahomes. Like, would Mahomes have been Mahomes anywhere? Like, if he didn't have Andy Reid his first year and he had Urban Meyer like Trevor Lawrence, what the fuck would Patrick Mahomes look like?
I think he'd still be good. He probably wouldn't be as good. But somebody this good would still be, something. Yeah. But you're right. He went 10th. He went 10th in that draft. And I think the only people that can say we picked somebody that was,
Arizona Cardinals.
Not equivalent or like at least decent is Myles Garrett and Christian McCaffrey. Everybody else on that list, you're stupid. It's absolutely dumb.
Fucking the Cardinals drafted Josh Rosen, right? Didn't they take him before Mahomes?
Oh no, it was the only quarterback that was taken before him was Mitchell Trubisky. That's it. The Bears, and I just don't understand. Like, why take Trubisky, bro? When we took Trubisky, I knew it. I was like, I'm out, bro. And then I think he was like, through week 3 when Trubisky was playing, I was like, damn, this dude's got a decent record. But I know he's gonna fucking fall, so I'm not even worried about it. But I remember watching.
You watched him at UNC. It was like he's one of those guys that you actually saw in college, where you're like, what am I missing that everybody else sees? Like,
you don't take a 1-year UNC guy unless he's like fucking. If he was Daniel Jones' size, all right, I'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Daniel Jones is a big dude. Mitchell Trubisky's not that big. He doesn't have a strong arm, and the UNC team wasn't even fucking good. Like, second overall is crazy. And in that draft, it was Deshaun Watson and Mahomes who went 10th and 12th. So, shout out to the Bears for never drafting a good quarterback ever. Jay Cutler, shout out to you. Best Bears quarterback ever. Anyways, that's besides the point. I don't know.
Yeah, stop talking about your Chicago Bears, Terry. This
Mahomes,
is only for
baby.
playoff teams. Playoffs. All right? We'll get back to you in August.
Mahomes, man.
You are allowed to talk about your golden boy, Trevor Lawrence, and how he let you down this weekend.
He's young still. You know, what were we, year 2?
Yeah.
Give him some time. He looked yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to say he looked okay. Mr. Trev, it's all good, man. You got a good coach behind you. I think Peterson, bro, that motherfucker's a pretty decent coach. You know, like
decent. Only won a Super Bowl with a backup
Nick
quarterback,
Foles.
and then makes the team that was the worst team in the league 2 years in a row and wins a playoff game with them. He's decent.
Hey, shit.
That's one thing though that I want to give credit to Doug Peterson though for, like, real quick. Is there a lot of coaches that they can take you from being the worst team in the league to making the playoffs? And then there are coaches that can, like, take you from making the playoffs to win the Super Bowl. But there aren't a lot of coaches that can take you, they can do both and be like, not only am I the ceiling raiser, but I'm a floor raiser too. And I could take you all the way from the worst team in the league to win the goddamn Super Bowl.
No, that's facts. Hey, shit, he did what Andy Reid couldn't. I mean, for years. I'm just saying. And I'm not, look, everybody wants to say that team was defensively, really good team. I mean, the Patriots still smoked them for about 30-something points. That was a high-scoring game. Nick Foles had to do what he did, bro. And what offensive players did they have that were, like, so fucking good? LeGarrette Blount was on that team. It wasn't, like, the best fucking team I've ever seen in my life. They were just scrappy, bro.
They still scored like 35 points.
No, that was a high-scoring game. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Eagles came in with a great defense, and Tom Brady was like, hold my beer. I'm about to toast you guys for fucking 30. But Nick Foles, what the fuck? I can't believe he did what he did. That shit was insane. That team just makes no sense. Andy Reid had all these great fucking teams.
Well, Terry, I mean, he couldn't hold on to Nick Foles. The Chicago Bears saw his obvious potential and realized that they were next in line to win the Super Bowl as soon as they signed him.
It's a fucking joke, man. It's so funny. Hey,
but for the Jaguars, though, like, they got reinforcements coming in the offseason. They got their draft picks. Their team is stupid young. The chemistry between Etienne and Lawrence is just going to continue to blossom. They got Calvin Ridley coming back from his suspension. You don't know what else they're going to do to bolster that offense. Like, they could be right back here in this position a year from now. It's not all doom and gloom just because you got your ass beat by Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, look, because, the score is going to be misleading for some of us. But, like, if you're a player and you're like, look, if the Chiefs go along and go to the Super Bowl or win it, you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, we lost only by 7 to the champs or to the, runners up or to at least somebody that's really fucking good, or Mahomes, who has been to the fucking conference championship game pretty much every year of his career. Like, you got to take your hat off of that. And, like,
at least you can hold your head high from being the worst team to, going all the way, like you said. I was going to transition over to Buffalo, but it seemed like you had one more thing you wanted to add, Terry.
Nah, Trayvon Walker, pretty fucking good. Josh Allen on the other side, pretty fucking good. I'm just saying.
Who's the better Josh Allen?
I don't know. That's the question, though. With that division and everything, and with a really good coach and a quarterback that seems to be looking okay, turning it around over there in Jacksonville, I can see Jacksonville being good for years, bro. 5-6 years straight, I can see Jacksonville, like, dominating the AFC South. Because, come on, Colts don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, let's flip it to the other Josh Allen then. While one Josh Allen's window is wide open, has the other one's closed?
Mr. Josh Allen? I wouldn't say that. I do think that his defense failed him a lot. Not gonna fake. Like, with that, they got too many injuries. They just got injured at the wrong time. Like, you're down to your third string safety. Poyer got hurt during the game, so you're at your second string safety and third string safety.
First of all, Poyer's got hurt like 7 times this year. He's had like literally 6 or 7 different injuries. Like, you can't count on him to be out there when you need him.
It's weird.
And if you were, that was on you.
Yeah, I saw that touchdown. Yeah, he was an all-pro guy, but I don't know. He just ain't that guy no more. Smoking hot wife, by the way, if you ever look her up. Goddamn.
Mm-mm.
Can't keep
Sidney
that.
LaRue, do you still Dom Dwyer's bitch?
No. But the Bills just were hurt. I mean, and where's your boy fucking Tre'Davious White at? Supposed to be this fucking shutdown corner. Where were you at? Everybody was torching your ass like it was toast, dog. You're done, son. Like, what are we talking about? No pass rush, no defense. Should have seen it coming, but I thought my boy could do it.
Nobody else talked about this shit before the game but us. That the Bills' pass rush is all right, but it's not real. And without Von Miller, their head guy, they look completely toothless against a Bengals offensive line that was starting 3 goddamn backups. And, you know, I got to give Joe Burrow credit, man, because, like, last year he's getting sacked 11 times in a fucking playoff game. Titans. He's hanging in the pocket trying to make every big play. Like, he's like, I don't care how much punishment my body takes. I'm going to withstand it so we can hit the long one. Comes into this year, still getting fucking sacked. He's like, I don't care about sacks. He said this shit in the interview. He's like, I don't care.
I mean,
it looks like he does now. Like, you were watching that playoff game. It was like 1, 2, bow. 1, 2, bow. He never got to 3 seconds on like one throw. Like, that ball was coming out quick to where it needed to be, to people who are in the right spots to take advantage of the gaps in the defense. Like, he's changed his game from being a dude who, like, wants to stay in there like fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick and take the big sack in order to make the big play, to being like, I got to preserve myself and I got to get this ball out quick and I got to think about the long run. And you don't really see like Tigers change their stripes like that. But for the Bengals this season, Joe Burrow has.
I mean, they knew they had to change it up, though. Because if you're almost going to lose to the Titans with Ryan Tannehill at the quarterback, you know you got to fix some shit. You got to fix it. I mean,
11 sacks? 11?
He got sacked. He got sacked up, and the Titans should have won that. If they fucking any good quarterback, shut up, any good quarterback, they would have won the game. But Tannehill just couldn't get it done. But you just got to give Joe a little bit of credit, man. He's good. He's really good. He's showing his stripes, bro.
Yeah, but most people don't change how they're good. You know what I mean? Like, you come in the league being good and your bread and butter, and then you don't make something else your bread and butter, and you're like third year in the league. Like, he's just so malleable. He's a fucking winner, man. Like, he'll do what it takes to adjust and to beat you. We're not doing our predictions yet for the AFC playoffs and for the NFC playoffs, but I feel pretty good about my man Joe Burrow. And I feel pretty good about saying that he's the second best quarterback in the league for over a year now.
Yeah, he's a good man. Do you think he's the best, though? I'm hearing murmurs.
No, Mahomes is the best.
Yeah, but
but there's something about having a guy's number. Like, Mahomes is the best, but Joe Burrow has his fucking number somehow. Like,
his defense is good, man. His defense is really good. That's just something Mahomes doesn't have this year and a little bit of last year too.
Never really had it that much to the degree that like the Bengals are like top 10 against the run, top 10 against the pass. Like they got talent at all 3 levels.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like the Chiefs were, you know, with all due respect to the Honey Badger, who's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. They were, you know, hoping that he did something for him. He did a little bit of something for him just from the brain. Like the dude's an absolute football genius, but he wasn't the original Honey Badger that we saw in Arizona. You know, and he was pretty much their second or third best defensive player, you know, behind like Chris Jones and I forget who the other guy was, but like their team really hasn't been great defensively in a really long time. Like, remember when they had like 7 Pro Bowlers like 5 or 6 years ago when Alex Smith was a fucking quarterback?
Yeah.
Can't say it now, bro. That defense is kind of soft.
Justin Houston is not walking back through that door.
Nope. That man's in Baltimore looking like a shell of himself. Oh, wait a minute. No, he was looking actually pretty good versus Joe.
Right. And, you know, for the Bills, I don't know when Von Miller is walking back through that door either. Like, it was an ACL, right?
Yeah. Oh, man. That's tough, bro. That's a lot of money to give somebody
and it's
that
like
old.
The rest of their D-line is high picks who have, like, not really turned out. You know what I'm saying?
Phillips.
Yeah. Him, fucking AJ Epinesa. He was a second-round pick. Fucking, Greg Russo out of Miami, first-round pick.
Yeah.
There was a guy they took out of Clemson that was a first-round pick that's on their edge. I forget his name. Shaq Lawson.
He's older.
He was
now,
a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Like they're Ed Oliver, their defensive tackle. He was a first-round pick. It's like Their whole defensive line is first round picks or early second round picks, and without Von Miller, nobody can fucking play. Like that's a problem. And if you bust on like 4 guys at the same position in high rounds, like that's going to come back to cost you eventually.
I think Von went to the wrong team. I think he went to a team that's good. Don't get me wrong, but and I know they probably give him the most money, like nobody else is touching it. Josh Allen, bro. I don't know if he's that guy, bro. He really has disappointed me in the last, I think, 6 weeks. I never thought he was good. Like I said, first week of the season when everybody crowned him.
No, you thought he was good, but people were talking about him like he was Patrick Mahomes. And you're like, He's good. He's not transcendent.
Nah, I don't even know. Like when he's great, you're like, damn, this dude's really fucking good. But there's even levels to that shit though. Like Mahomes beat you at your fucking best game ever. I don't even think Josh Allen will play a game. And I don't even know like stat wise or DBVOA or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like that was his best game, but like that's the best game I've ever seen him play. And he still lost that game. Like it seems like every time he has a great game, it doesn't even matter. Like you're just gonna lose. And he missed a couple throws in this game. He had Diggs open early in the game, first quarter, like wide the fuck open, toasting the Eli Apple. Eli's like, get that out of here. I'm like, you got toasted, all right, buddy. You need to chill out. But anyway,
you see what he tweeted at Diggs after the game?
Oh my god, what'd he say?
Cancun on 3.
Shout out to Eli getting toasted. But Allen was missing a lot of throws, man, and they can't run the fucking ball. We've been saying that all year. Like it's a problem. It's an absolute problem. If you can't run, especially in Buffalo, dog. Like you
in the snow.
Yeah. Like we said that. We were like, oh, snow game. Here comes the passes. Because you ain't running in the snow. You already can't run in a dome. Yeah. Like, come on. It's over, bro. They're fucking toast. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Is the window closed for Josh Allen? Did they miss their fucking window? Like it seemed like Buffalo Bills are gonna be the dominant team for 5 years, like you were talking about. And then like at least how the national media was talking heading into this season. And now like 4 months removed from that narrative, it's like what it seems like they have to do a lot to become a contender again. Like they got to get a running back. They got to get a number 2 receiver. They got to replace Jordan Poyer. They got to improve their defensive line. They got to upgrade their linebackers besides Matt Milano.
Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, it just seems like they're a lot. Yeah, he's a safety. It just seems like there are suddenly a lot of areas that they have to address. It seemed like everything was clicking on all cylinders.
I mean, offensively, they do need a running back. And I don't even know if it's like on the running backs themselves or the O-line just can't run block. Like I don't even know. Running backs,
they seem like they could. Yeah, those running backs are not good. I mean, you saw what Zach Moss did when he went to fucking Indianapolis. Like he was the lead guy in Buffalo, and then he goes to Indianapolis, and they're like, "Oh, you're like a practice squad talent."
I mean, shit. They drafted James Cook 2nd round, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he's like the 3rd down scat back type of guy. He's not a bell cow who like, with high leverage moments, game on the line, 3rd and goal, we're gonna fucking hand it to you and you power your way through. We've talked about this since week 1. We're like, if there's ever a situation in the playoffs where it's a short yardage situation and you got to get it, everybody knows the ball's going to Josh Allen. Yeah. Everybody, even the fucking refs. You know what I mean? Even the cheerleaders, even the Make-A-Wish kids they brought out to the field just to, make this the most special day of their life. They were out there communicating through fucking tubes that went into a computer. Hey, look out for the run here. Quarterback keeper. I don't know how the Bills just think that you're going to be able to when you look at every other great running quarterback, they also had a great running back. Like it wasn't just all them.
Usually,
whether it was Michael Vick with fucking
Dunn.
Warwick Dunn and Jarius Norwood, or it was Lamar Jackson, or it was Cam Newton with D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart and Mike Tolbert. Like you can go
McCaffrey
down the list.
Well.
Yeah, McCaffrey. It's like
even Jalen Hurts this year with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, if you're gonna run it a lot with your quarterback, you need to also be able to run it with your running back. And It feels like the Bills never tried to even address that. And they're like, Josh Allen is just such a specimen. He'll pull us through. Nobody can guard him. What safety is going to tackle him in the open field? And it's like, things are a little bit more complicated than that. You became a little too predictable. People saw it was coming, and then they managed to shut it down just like we all thought.
I mean, what do you do, though? Do you draft another running back? You just took one in the second round.
Yeah. Draft another running back. You draft some offensive linemen. Like, they're one of those rare teams where it's actually, I take it back. I was going to say they're one of those rare teams they could draft one in the first round, but their pick is going to be like 26 or something like that, or 28. That's the worst time to draft a running back. The 28th pick at the first round. If you're not going to get the best guy in the top 10, then wait into the fourth. So, frankly, man, I don't know what they do. And with all the money that they have, like, on their books already, it's not like they're going to be able to pick up Tony Pollard in free agency or somebody like that.
I don't know, man.
I feel like their window's closed. Like, I feel like their window just slammed shut in front of us. Fucking their best player on defense tore his ACL and is already 35 years old. And it's like, we don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back. You owe him $150 million. Your second best player, Jordan Poyer, got hurt 7 times this season and is a free agent. So it's like, if you do pay him to come back, you're going to have to give him stupid money. And he's likely not even going to be on the field for half of that time. Like, Matt Milano is the best player on your defense, and he's like the unsung hero at linebacker, and you got all this money in Tre'Davious White, and you got all this money in your D-line. It's like, you guys are all locked up with this group. And we saw where that group takes you. So how do you break out now and keep this window open?
Is this a championship window, though? That's the question now. This isn't a championship team. I mean, I know
they thought it was, though. They thought it was.
It's everybody loves the big white hope. Look, Josh Allen is very exciting. Like, of course, we all want, like, everybody was rooting for Michael Vick to win the Super Bowl, but he's not a fucking Super Bowl winning quarterback. He just is wild as fuck. His erratic throws, he can't hit dudes open. It's very similar to Josh Allen. Josh Allen is wild as shit, runs all over the place. You know, every now and then a throw, you're just like, damn, that's a great throw. Next throw, you're like, God damn, he's a horrible quarterback. You don't even, like, dude's exciting. We love it. I don't love it. Shit's wild as fuck. You know, I like good quarterbacks. But I think he is good enough. Like, we've seen it. He's good enough to drag a team. You know, as much as
beat. They got their ass beat. This wasn't close. Like, he didn't drag them to nothing. They got fucking shellacked at home in the snow in Buffalo. They haven't lost a playoff game at Buffalo since, like, what, 1980 something? And then they lost this one like that when it was supposed to be your year, the team of destiny, the preseason Super Bowl favorite.
I told you, Bill Belichick was writing the script, but not Joe Burrow. That motherfucker looked at the script and ripped that bitch. He was like, I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. I'm beating you. Shout out to DeMar. I'll donate to his cause, but I'm beating y'all's ass in Buffalo. I don't care. And by the way, I don't need to see DeMar in the crowd. I can't see him through the fucking snow. Like, okay, I get he's in the stands. I love the kid. Great kid. I can't see him through all the snow. You don't have to keep showing him. I don't even know who that is. I can't see him. All right? TV, damn, the producers suck. Shit was killing me. I was like, oh, I get it. He's there. I can't see the motherfucker.
I was like, who's on the boards right now? Booger McFarland?
Can you at least defrost the window? These guys got single pane windows in their box suites. Buffalo. Jesus Christ, bro.
The first 2 cuts of him, I thought he was Kanye West. I was like, no, it's just cold outside. Okay, it's just cold outside.
I don't know. Hey, look, I don't know what the numbers say, but I'm pretty sure they abandoned the RPOs. You know, it seemed like they just dropped back and tried to throw it. You got to have some semblance of some sort of running game. Like I said, look at Tom Brady and the Bucs this year. That shit was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. So
my other thing is, like, we talked about before how the Bills, like, pass more on first down than any team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It might be helpful to have, like, really good pass catchers around you when you do that. Because Dawson Knox is mid. Gabe Davis is, like, a different guy game to game when you watch him. He's, like, either a practice squad or he's running wide open for 60-yard touchdowns. Isaiah McKenzie dropped everything besides COVID this season. Like, If you're going to throw the ball that much and you're going to be that aggressive on first down, you might want to have people who can catch it.
Because they double Diggs a lot. I don't even know how many catches Diggs got. I think he still had a solid game, but
he was mad, bro. Man. He was mad as fuck after this game. You saw he cleared his locker out before they even had the end of the game team speech. He ran up in the room and got all his shit and fucking left. And Duke Johnson, the practice squad running back, had to bring him back. And he put all his shit in a chair for like 10 seconds and was like, "Nah, I'm still getting the fuck out of here. I don't have time for this shit. You guys fucking suck."
He didn't have a good game. 4 catches, 35 yards. Well, that's the thing, though. You're right. I don't know what to address first. But, I mean, last year he had a stinker, too. It's hard to say he had a stinker when they fucking double you the whole fucking game. Like, he needs help, bro. Jamar Chase got T. Higgins and Boyd. Stephon Diggs got fucking Gabe Davis, like you said, erratic, and McKenzie.
And don't forget Joe Mixon, a true bell cow running back as well. Like
good back. I don't know about this bell cow shit, but he's versatile as hell. I'll give him that. He's very versatile. And P. Ryan can give you some shit too. The Bills are in trouble. I don't know what to address first, but they got some holes, man. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a Rams collapse, but
it could be. It could be. And for a team that once looked so promising, and Josh Allen is the toast of the NFL, it's like you can't expect this man to put on his Dak Prescott cape and do everything for you to expect to win, or at least like Dak thinks he's that guy. Like,
I don't know. At this point, who was better, him or Cam Newton? You know,
Cam Newton. Cam Newton won an MVP and got his team to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't done shit.
I'm telling you, if you talk to some of these people, these fucking Justin Herbert gobblers, these Joe Burrow gobblers, which I get, and these Josh Allen lovers, Josh Allen's numbers are way better than Cam's. Cam could never fucking compete. All right, guys. Cam's rookie year was pretty good. Just saying.
Yeah. Cam also never had a Stephon Diggs.
He had Steve Smith Jr.
Yeah, when he was old. When he was old and he was beating Cam's ass in practice. No wonder the chemistry didn't develop as they thought.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Terry, speaking of chemistry that didn't develop as they thought, the Lakers finally made their blockbuster trade of the season last night, giving up 3 second-round picks to acquire a player who narrowly missed my list of players who I hate to watch in the NBA this season. Rui Hachimura.
Rui Hach.
You know, I've been a Rui Hach hater since he got drafted at number 8 out of Gonzaga and compared himself to Kawhi Leonard at the draft.
I never saw him play defense. That's an interesting comparison, mister.
Right. Well, but they're like, oh, he's 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. He's 250 pounds. He has such a great frame. Did you know he only started playing basketball at 14? He just started playing at 14. His upside is unlimited.
Hey, you can say that about like Olajuwon or Embiid or big ass centers. That's not a good thing when a fucking small forward just started playing basketball at 14. You need skill, my G. That makes sense now. I didn't even hear that. Honestly, for as good as he was in college, though, it is kind of impressive. But I don't know, something's off about him. Who'd they trade for, anyways?
So they got Rui Hachimura, and in return they gave up Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-round picks. So now the only picks the Lakers have left are their first-round picks. In like next year, not this year, because the pick goes to the Pelicans. And then 2027 or 2028. And it's like, so they really took all the assets they had like for this season, and this is what they put all their chips in the middle of the table for. So they could reunite the Washington Wizards of 2 years ago with Troy Brown, Rui Hachimura, Russell Westbrook, and Thomas Bryant. 4 out of the 5 starters for the fucking Wizards and LeBron James. And we're supposed to expect this team to make the playoffs.
Why'd they get rid of Kyle Kuzma?
They needed the space to sign Anthony Davis.
They already had Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis and Kyle Kuzma played together and won a championship.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe it's they couldn't afford to re-sign him because they already had the 2 supermax guys in AD and LeBron making like $80 million between the two.
Damn, boy, they did it to themselves, man. That's tough, bro. Rui's not the guy. He shoots 33% from three this year, 35 overall for his career. He's not the dude. He shoots the same as LeBron. Like, LeBron's not a fucking knockdown 3-point shooter. These guys are fucked. Who cares? The Lakers aren't going to do anything.
Moreover, he has no feel for the game because he just started playing basketball fucking 10 years ago. He averages more turnovers than assists. More turnovers than assists. He's a terrible rebounder. He's a fucking power forward getting 4 rebounds a game. He never passes. He's one of the worst people in the league in terms of blow-bys. Like, he can't keep anybody in front of him. He gets lost constantly in team defense and rotations. He never goes to the free throw line. He takes all his shots in like the mid-range, off the dribble, or catch and shoot threes in the corner. And he can't even really shoot like that. He shot 47% from three last season. The whole rest of his career, he's never even shot 33%. And this year, he's back to 31%.
Yeah,
like he's not good at anything but making catch and shoot corner threes and fucking turnaround jumpers from the elbows. Guess what? You're not going to get turnaround jumpers from the elbows on this Lakers team. You're not going to get any of that.
He'll get corner threes.
He'll get corner threes, but that's it. And it's like, fuck, I could have Troy Brown Jr. do that. I could have Austin Reeves do that. I could have any member of these fucking shitty guys, these terrible wings on my team do that. But they're like, Caruso. Yeah, they fell right back into the fucking draft height. They're like, oh, he's 6'8". He's 250. We don't have a guy that size on our roster besides LeBron. He can shoot the ball. He's averaging 13 points a game in only 20 minutes. Do you know what that per 36 is? This is the one time, Terry, I'm out on the per 36.
I think his is crazy, though. 4 rebounds a game. Hey, man, it depends on what he does. Like, that's a lot of second round picks for him, though. That's not good. But if he's hitting a bunch of, corner threes at a, 48% clip.
48? Jesus Christ. If he do that, he'd be the best shooter in the league.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's going to be open as fuck in the corner. Like, LeBron is going to feed my man. Instead of it being fucking, Juan Toscano Anderson or fucking Westbrook or Schroeder or, like, people who can't shoot, it'd be fucking Rui.
Yeah.
Like, he can shoot. Okay.
I got a next-gen stat for you, Terry, about Rui Hachimura. It's pretty bad.
Go for it.
It's about his wide open threes compared to his contested threes. His wide open threes, he's actually pretty good on it. Let me see here. Wide open threes, he shot 40%.
That's good.
Contested threes, in which or even semi-contested, in which the defender was within 5 feet of him.
It's got to be less than 30.
22.
Yep. Man.
22.
That's
when
insane.
The playoffs come, Terry, are most of your shots contested or wide open?
Let's not even talk playoffs because we don't even know if the Lakers are
Well, first of all, if you're going to trade 3 picks in one fucking year for somebody, you better be doing it for a playoff implication. You don't trade 3 picks so that he can help you in the play-in game or make the play-in game. Like, you're doing that because you see him as a foundational piece. Like,
hey, we know what they're doing. We know what they're doing, but are they going to make the playoffs?
I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. You know, his contract, Terry, if they re-sign him next year, even for like the same deal for $8 million, it'll count $18 million against the Lakers cap. The way that his deal was structured and the restrictions and everything like that, even if they retain him, it'll cost him $10 million in dead money that they can't keep to anybody next season. So y'all just gave up 3 second-round picks for the privilege of retaining Rui Hachimura for nearly $20 million a year. Congratulations, LA. Congrats, guys. You did it. You did it. They're going to the finals, Terry.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, man. Unless the Jazz and the Thunder completely bottom out, which is possible. They'll look at themselves.
We already know. Jazz are trading some of those guys. Like fucking Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley. Like, your days are numbered.
The deadline's coming, man. They need to hurry up. Bro. When's the fucking trade deadline? February 9th? It is January 24th. Tick, tick.
2 weeks.
Tick. I'm saying, bro. I mean, if they don't, the Jazz and the Thunder, I think they're better than the Lakers. The Lakers got to beat Minnesota, Golden State, Thunder, Jazz. And I don't know, bro. Their team is bad, bro. With no AD, this is a horrible team. This is a horrible team with no AD. This is trash.
Did you see Dennis Schroeder's reaction when he was live on Twitch to hearing the news that Rui Hachimura got traded to his team?
No, what'd he do?
First of all, like on the clip that's on Twitter, he's already been on Twitch for like 40 minutes, and it still says subscriber count for the day. Daily subscriber goal, 0. It still says 0. Then when he starts talking about Rui Hachimura, you see it tick up to 1. So no matter how bad we're feeling about how the podcast is doing, it's important to remember that we're still more successful than Dennis Schroeder. But beyond that, bro, he like got up off the camera. He was like, no. He left. Jesus. He came back. He was like, I have to end this. He was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like he roasted it the entire time. His whole face was like, this is the guy. He was like, this is the trade. He's like, I gotta go. I'm sorry to my 1 subscriber, but I'm sorry to leave you hanging, but I gotta come off camera. I've never seen somebody like live react to gaining a new teammate like that and being like, fuck.
They're in trouble, bro. They're in trouble. I don't know.
I was like, that tells me everything I need to know. When Dennis Schroeder knows it's not a good idea, you guys are really in trouble.
Dennis the German, baby. Hey, yeah, like I said, we know what they're doing. They're trying to make the playoffs. Are they going to make it? I don't think so, bro. Unless the Jazz and the Thunder, like, you know, if the Thunder shut down Shea Gilgeous and the Jazz trade away some players, Lakers are in. If they miss, when they do that and the Lakers still miss, LeBron, I'm sorry, dog.
Yeah.
You might be number 3. I don't know if I can give you number 2. I wanted to move you to 1, but if you don't make the playoffs this year, that's too many years for me, man. I'm out.
What if Steph wins another chip too?
Nah. I mean,
if
Steph
LeBron
is cool.
doesn't make the playoffs and Steph wins a 5th chip?
1 Finals MVP, Steph. You're going to get the same treatment that Kobe got. Kobe's got 2 Finals MVPs. Kobe was great, but, you know, he's 7, 8. Yeah, he's a great player, but
that shit is so dumb. Kobe was like the reason they beat all the best teams who were in the West. And then they get to the East and Shaq plays against Dikembe Mutombo and puts up 45. Like when they had to get past Tim Duncan and everyone who was actually good, it was Kobe who was doing the work. But they were like, oh, he didn't win a Finals MVP because Shaq played against some fucking stiff and they wouldn't double
revisionist history. Shaq still gave you 30. Shit. You act like he wasn't doing anything versus San Antonio. He still fucking helped. And versus Portland. He still helped. I ain't trying that shit.
But Kobe was giving you 35.
All right. 32 and 35. Ooh. Way better.
Either way, we talk about Hall of Famers here. Just like my man Shannon Sharp, who also made waves to the Lakers at their game against the Grizzlies. Terry, did you see this?
That was must-see TV. I saw that. That shit was awesome. Habitual line steppers of the week. The Memphis Grizzlies. Those motherfucking pussies. Steven Adams.
Shout out to Dylan Brooks for being afraid of a man wearing a Carolina blue cardigan.
Did you see? Yo, Dylan Brooks' body? Kind of atrocious. Like, he did an interview in the locker room. He had a wife beater on. He had some tits poking out of them joints. I was like,
motherfucker looks like Eric Gordon.
Oh, no, Eric Gordon got a little definition in his arms at least. Dylan Brooks has no definition. I'm like, dog, Shannon Sharp, I mean, I know he's limping and shit. I think he still could take your ass. I ain't gonna fake.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And he likes fighting, too. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I tell you, the only person who Shannon wasn't talking shit to...
Steven Adams.
Yeah. He was like, everyone else gonna get the smoke. He was like, Dylan Brooks, you a pussy. John Morant, I'll whip your ass. John Morant's dad, you can get some too. Steven Adams, hold me back.
He was looking right past him. He was like, I ain't talking to you, Steve. You good.
Right.
Steven Adams fucking tossing trainers like, hold on, we got a problem? Move. What the fuck?
He was really picking grown men up like they were traffic cones. It's like somebody put in a cheat code that changed everyone else on the court to fucking Jeff Van Gundy, but Steven Adams.
Yeah. Look, hey, and what did you think about the altercation? I thought it was awesome. NBA needs more shit like that.
I think I'm happy for Shannon Sharp that they let him back to the game, because if he was a blonde white woman, he wouldn't be allowed to come back to an NBA game for the rest of his fucking life.
Of course. But, no, keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, like we've seen all these players the last couple of years direct referees to have people removed. Some of them, like, they were just saying, like the Devin Booker one, when the guy told him, you suck, and he had him thrown out of the arena. Like, these NBA stars will throw an average person who had to save up fucking 4 months to get a courtside seat. They'll throw him out the arena in 8 seconds. But somebody who has pocket change and comes all the way out to the free throw line to fight one of your best players, you can come back in after halftime. Like, I didn't get that at all.
Hey, Shannon Sharp, dog. My man's got credentials. Memphis ain't got shit.
Hey, real talk. If it was Skip instead of Shannon, is he allowed back after halftime?
On the sidelines like that? I might have a little bit more respect for Skip if he did some shit like that. That shit would be crazy. Yo. I mean, look, I don't blame Shannon. It seemed like Dylan Brooks was talking shit to him. I don't think Shannon Sharp was talking shit to Dylan Brooks. He was just there watching the game, hyping up LeBron. All of a sudden, you want to smoke? I'll give you the smoke.
Nah, Shannon was like, you trash, you can't guard Bron, whatever. And he was like, shut the fuck up. Fuck you. And he was like, fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck you.
He said it was too small. He apologized on Undisputed. Apparently. I missed it. I didn't watch it, but apparently that's what they said.
I haven't watched it since DeMar Hamlin died.
Yo, you're wild.
I'm dead serious. Since you were like, Shannon Sharp left the show and he didn't come back, I was like, neither is Garrett.
No, I mean, he's still on the show. He just didn't go that Tuesday. He just didn't go. He was like, hey, I'm good. I'm not going.
Yeah. For me, it's like I've reached the point where I can't hear you talk about the same shit anymore. It's like
absurdity.
It's reached LeBron. The first take level where it's like we talk about the same 7 topics every fucking day, every day of the week. And there are all these other things that are happening in the world of sports, and we never fucking talk about them at all because this is the only thing you guys know how to fucking talk about. So
yeah, that's why Stephen A. changed First Take around a lot. It's actually a pretty good show with all the different people that are on every day. It's not bad.
Yeah. If they just got rid of Stephen A., it'd be really good.
Stephen A.'s the reason why you watch. Hey, look, I don't
watch First Take anymore either, bro. I'm out on
you don't
all
watch
that shit.
What do you watch in the morning? But you love like analytics and shit. Ever since Max is gone, you're not fucking with it. You that analytics guy.
Well, I'm so happy you asked because every morning you can catch me listening to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Oh, fuck.
I ride with my guy Max Kellerman, man. I'm like a LeBron fan. I'm not a Cavaliers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. All right, wherever he goes, I go. If he's on Dan Lebitard's network after this on YouTube, then I'll be watching that shit too.
I used to watch Dan. I don't know. I mean, I can't even watch it in the morning like that. I'm not gonna act like I do. That was the show I watched. I watched Undisputed a lot though. I did watch it a lot in the prime, like when LeBron was in Cleveland. Great fucking show when LeBron was in Cleveland. Still really good. After the 2020 championship, LeBron, Shannon Sharp, no better connection of like fuck housery on the TV. It's awesome. But now it's just sad. It's sad as fuck. And especially like
Fox Sports, they used to be like the crazy one. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, they have no rules over at Fox Sports compared to ESPN. And now it's like
first came. Yeah.
ESPN's on that wild shit now. You saw they had fucking Kurt Warner dressing up in some goddamn costume and they had
I didn't see that.
Yeah, bro. They had like an Avengers joint, like where they turned all the NFL teams into Avengers and had all these motherfuckers show up in costumes and shit. They were having fun with it. It was a decent segment. Like, it had nothing to do with football, but at least they were having fun. And I was like, man, this is a lot better than watching The Odd Couple.
What? The Odd Couple is great. Rob Parker is must-see TV, bro. That motherfucker is no one more wrong than Rob Parker, bro.
No. Freddie Coleman and
Freddie Coleman. Yeah,
he
I mean,
loves
but
being wrong. And then what's
guy?
Jason Whitlock? Jason Whitlock is the master of bad takes.
Yo, Whitlock is the best. You want to talk about wild shit? Did you see when he painted that white guy black and put him in a Kaepernick jersey with a fro?
Oh my god! Was
This
it
was
me
years
for
ago.
Halloween?
No, this was years ago. This was a couple years ago, bro. It was wild as fuck.
I got multiple questions. One, how dark was he? Are we talking like shoe polish blackface, or are we talking about like he turned him into Chris Brown?
Dark as his mic.
Ooh. He turned him into Wenyan Gabriel.
Bro, he was... That's dark as shit. He was a coal miner. That's how dark he was. Dark as shit, bro. Like, went down a chimney dark. It was white, bro.
He hit this motherfucker with the Mary Poppins. Oh my god.
It was wild. I'm surprised they let that on TV.
Let me tell you, as a white person who's put on black makeup and tried to pose as a black person before, the eyes always betray you. I even put on a nose extender. Still couldn't get away with it. Couldn't do it.
Nose extender. You're a liar. Get the fuck out of here.
No, seriously, I got rid of my asthma.
Breathing all the white man's air.
Right. And then they invited me to be part of the Jackson 6. Well, guys, it's been another amazing episode. Thank you guys for kicking it here with us. We'll be back on Friday to preview the AFC and NFC championship games. So far, Terry, still perfect in my picks.
8-0. Not against the spread, though. Go against the spread. See how that goes. Yeah. I want you to go against the spread. Let's start going against the spread. See how it goes.
I'll show you something to spread.
North Carolina, continue to stand up. Peace, man. We out.
Spread this.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.